Good afternoon, Westwood, and welcome to Westwood Media Center coverage of your Westwood Wolverines girls hockey team. Evan Cartamino will be joined by Morgan Donahue in a bit. He's looking to finish up some business, and the Wolverines looking to do the same here today as they take on Division I number 5 ranked Hingham in a huge matchup for the Wolverines late in the season. It's their last regular season game before the power rankings come out this Saturday. The Wolverines looking to finish strong on the year. This is a rematch of their game earlier this year on January 1st, the New Year's Day game. Hingham defeated Westwood 4-1 in that game. And since then, the Wolverines have been on a roll, winning 14 in a row. They have had 7 shutouts in that span, and they have outscored their opponents 52-7 in an impressive response to their first and only loss this season. Meanwhile, Hingham coming in at 15-4-1. They're number 5 in Division I, and they're coming off an impressive season last year where they went 19-1-1 and won a state title. So this should be a challenging matchup for the Wolverines here today. It's going to be a huge game for them heading into the playoffs. You know, it's a great way to test your, kind of use it as a litmus test. See where you're at. See against a really strong opponent that is also going to make a deep run in the Division I playoffs. So, and for the Hingham Harbor women, they're coming in this game looking to bounce back after a tough loss yesterday to Archbishop Williams. I believe they lost 2-1. So they're doing double duty this week. A couple back-to-back games, no rest. Westwood Girls played on Saturday, an impressive win over Medfield 5-1, almost 5-0 until a last-minute goal. But Jen Lynn, what a season she's had, folks, and she's looking to continue that season today as well as all the Wolverines. And it should be an impressive matchup here today. It's going to be a tough one, but the Wolverines looking to bounce back off of that tough loss January 1st and continue their seasons to finish up their regular season strong here today. It should be a good one. We're about to send it down to ice level to DJ Matt Gillis.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Canada's House for today's hockey matchup between the Hingham Harbor and your Westwood Wolverines. During today's game, please be considered respectful to the players, coaches, officials, and to all in attendance. And now for our starting lineups, starting off with Hingham. Starting at right wing, number 6, Callie Crean. Left wing, number 24, Elliot Ballou. Starting at center, number 8, Hannah Lash. Starting on defense, number 19, C.C. Flynn. Starting on defense, number 25, Reagan Cassidy. And in goal, number 29, Izzy McGrath. And now for your Westwood Wolverines. Starting at right wing, number 14, Erin Gannon. Starting at left wing, number 3, Lily Hicks. Starting in center, number 11, Justine number 10, Caroline Schultz. Number 1, Jennifer Lynn. And today's top girls are Erin Matei, Shay Callahan, and Caroline Schultz. We all please rise for the playing by the national anthem. Good luck to both teams, and go Wolverines!
Both teams getting ready to go here at the Canton Ice House on a rainy Wednesday afternoon in Massachusetts. Wolverines looking to finish out their season strong here. And Hingham, once again, looking to bounce back after a tough loss yesterday. Both teams fighting for something here. You know, Westwood looking to maintain their ranking in the playoffs, and Hingham looking to move up a bit. You know, right now they're sitting at 5. You know, after a certain round, obviously, there's a lot of neutral site games, but you still want the home ice advantage. You know, there's still benefits that come with that. You know, the last change on the on face-offs, and you know, there's certain benefits with moving up higher in the rankings. So for Hingham, there's a lot on the line here, and for Westwood, a lot. Well, you need to maintain your. Right now, you're sitting at full control of the at number 1, and you're looking to maintain that. So should be a good matchup here today. And Wolverines coming off of a big win Saturday, 5-1 over Medfield. Morgan Donahue covering that one with Matt Grazza. So we get ready for puck drop here at the Ice House. Justine Connolly will take the face-off for the Wolverines. And Westwood wins puck control and will try to work it up ice. Hingham comes away with it. They're going to work it down underneath the net. Westwood fighting for possession early. It's going to be a fast-paced match, folks. Hingham is a fast team. That's what you kind of get in Division I and opponents like this. And Westwood going to try to work it up. Chevry working it at the boards and going to pass it back and work it down. And Gannon comes away with the puck, and Hingham going to get possession here. Working it up to Hicks. Hingham going to throw it back in the zone, and Schultz, I believe, is going to work it up. And Hingham doing a good job of keeping in Westwood's net so far, but Westwood defense is holding strong. That's something we've seen all season. They have great defense. They're willing to stand in the net and help out Jen Lynn as Jen Lynn swipes away that shot on net. First shot, and here comes, I believe that's Gannon. Gannon's going to work it up. She has one player to her left, and I don't have a quite good look on the number, folks. Apologies on that, but Westwood now working in the Hingham zone. So we have a couple players coming on the ice for the Wolverines. I believe Presley and Ash. Hingham working it back down in the Westwood zone. They're going to have skaters come on the ice. Fresh set of legs here. And some contact there, but Westwood going to come away with it. Hingham takes a shot, saved by Lynn, and that's in the net. We're going to have a face-off back on the dot, but Jen Lynn, we talk about her, folks, a lot. What a great season she's had so far. 10 shutouts so far on the season out of 19 games. That's 52.6% on the season. And she's had herself quite the game and quite the season, and I'm sure we'll talk about her a lot in this matchup, but Jen Lynn doing Jen Lynn things. Hingham going to come away with the possession there, winning the face-off. Working it down under their net. They're going to work it back out. They find number 19 on the up on the blue line. And apologies, folks, I also don't have a Hingham roster. But Hingham playing good offense right now. They're controlling puck possession. We talk about that a lot with Westwood, with both boys and girls. You know, control the puck and control the game. You know, it's getting shots on net. So it's really what they're looking to do here. As Westwood's going to come away with it. Working it up. Good shot on net, turned away by the Hingham goalie, but Westwood's starting to get a little offense going here. That's going to be big for them. You know, can you score early and often? Right in front of the net, and that's saved by the Hingham goalie, so we're going to have a face-off. But a good shot by Westwood, looking to get some offense going here, and it's good offense there. You're going to see some wholesale changes. Gannon coming back on the ice for the Wolverines. Connolly and Hicks as well. I believe Fallon Campbell working it back up, gets it back, but Hingham comes away with it. They're going to work it in and try to get some going, but Westwood defense, folks, that has been one of the biggest storylines so far for this hockey team. They have great defense, and you know, when their defense is humming, it's a really hard team to get shots on net against. You know, they're willing to stand in there and help Jen Lynn out and take a shot as Lynn turns away a shot there. Pad save for Lynn. Connolly going to come away with it. Works to, I believe, Campbell, and it's shot up ice. They were looking for Hicks, but I believe that's going to be an icing, and it will be, and that will return to the Westwood zone. So good timing for the Wolverines as they're going to bring some fresh legs onto the ice. And will as well. So Hingham right now really controlling the offensive possession, but the Wolverines starting to find a bit of a groove offensively as they're working it in. And folks joining us momentarily will be the voice of the Wolverines and Morgan Donahue.
What's up, Evan?
Oh, not much. You could save me from my poor play-by-play. I'm more of a color commentator.
Well, you're doing two things at once, my friend, which is very difficult.
It's a hard thing to do, but the story of this game so far, Morgan, has been Hingham controlling the possession early, but Westwood starting to find a bit of a groove here with about 4 minutes into the game, so expect a good one.
This is the last game of the season, I believe, for both teams, definitely for the Wolverines. Wolverines had 18-1 on the season. Their only loss to this Hingham team, and they are trying to maintain and hold on to that #1 seed. So they are one ahead of Duxbury. Duxbury lost yesterday to Milton, which was a dominating win by Milton. Milton won 5-1, and you know what? It just shows you that there's a lot of parity.
There is.
There's a lot of parity.
And that's a goal for
So Hingham on the board gets the first goal. Looks like it's from number 14, Ella Hilsing.
Yeah, worth mentioning, Morgan. Hingham coming off of a loss of their own yesterday to Archbishop Williams. So you can imagine they came into this game a little more fired up, looking to make up for a tough loss yesterday to a tough Archbishop Williams team. And they get first goal here early.
That's what you want, is getting that first goal for any team, you know, getting off to a good start, getting that momentum going. And Wolverine's going to send out Justine Connolly with Avery Hughes and Maeve Callahan to to build some momentum. Hughes comes away with a turnover. Centering pass goes through the crease. Shot from the point by Joyce. Hughes on the doorstep. Second attempt just goes wide by Connolly. Some good looks, and then a Westwood player goes down. No call. It looked like it was a cleared trip, but a great shift coming off of giving up a goal for the Wolverines. They had about 2 good looks there and just missed on the third attempt. But it all started from getting that puck to the point, getting a nice shot through to the net, and some rebounds there for the taking. So puck on the near side. Campbell gets in front of it. He's going to send that into the Harborman zone as Wolverines will change out their forwards. On comes the Ash line. Maggie Ash, first player in. As Hingham works their breakout, and try and set it up the middle. So streaking Callie Crean. Callie, one of the captains for the Harbor women. As Westwood works the puck out onto the stick of Maggie Ash. She has some space. Hard shot and a save by Izzy McGar, and she's going to hold on to it for the faceoff. That was a nice clean breakout for the Wolverines. Maggie Ash getting her feet moving, getting a hard shot, and you know what? Those faceoffs are good. Now you have the opportunity to win a draw, get it back, get a shot on net, get some rebounds. You know, these are good ways of getting your game going here early, especially first 5-6 minutes of the game. Chevry whacks it down low to Ash. Ash going to put it in the corner for Presley to battle for it. Taken away by Hingham as they come up the near side. Lewis got in the way of that, disrupted it, which forced Hingham to just send it into Westwood's D zone. Westwood working up the near side boards. Ash is looking for Lewis. That gets away. Stolen by Crean. He's looking for the middle. Nice stick there by Lewis, able to keep that puck out of the middle of the ice. Now Presley and Ash. Ash in a puck race. Battling with number 19, Carolyn Flynn. Goes right into battle form right behind the net, going 1 versus 2. She's got help from Connolly on the ice, as well as Gannon. Ash going to change up for, looks like Hicks coming on, as the Hicks line now on the ice with some fresh legs. Campbell, the hard shot from the point, and a save by McGar. She's going to hold on to it for the whistle.
The big thing here for the Wolverines, too, is maintaining puck possession. The first 5 minutes of this game, Hingham really did a great job of controlling the puck and getting good shots on net, and led to a goal early here in the first. But Westwood since has been able to find, control possession and maintain. If you can do that, keep getting shots on net, eventually good shots are going to fall for you. So for the Wolverines, continue to maintain the puck possession and keep it on their side of the net.
It's a good test for the Wolverines. They haven't played down much at all this season. Last time I feel like they were down a goal was the shot that gets blocked. Last time I feel like they were down a goal was versus Hingham in the December game. There's a puck loose in front of the net, just in front of Lynn, cleared out by Hicks, working its way up towards the blue line. Hingham able to keep it in.
Yeah, Westwood, we mentioned in the pregame, Westwood 10 shutouts on the season. They will finish with 10 shutouts now on the season, but at least the regular season at least. But, the only game where they've let up more than 1 goal was that Hingham game. Every other game this season, it's either been 1 or 0. So, like you mentioned, it's a great test for the Wolverines. These are 2 of the best teams in the state of Massachusetts. Hingham ranked at 5th in the MIAA power rankings,
D1.
4th in the Globe, and 6th by Hockey Night in Boston. Meanwhile, the Wolverines, number 1 for D2 in the MIAA, number 1 in D2 for Hockey Night in Boston, and number 5 just behind Hingham in the Globe. So these are 2 teams that are about evenly matched. This is one of the toughest opponents Westwood has faced so far this season, so it's a great test late in the season. It's sort of, we saw something similar last year, I believe. I don't know if it was Hingham, but it was another great team last year.
It was Hingham. It was Hingham in Hingham. And I think it was like a tournament. Wow, that's a pass to the front of the net. Good stick there by Chevry, able to disrupt that shot by Hingham, as Lewis going to work it into the Hingham zone. Lewis, she hits the ice, and we're going to get our first power play here for the Wolverines. A little loose puck in front of the net. Ash looking for Presley. Presley whacks at it. Saved by McGar, and the Wolverines are going to go on the power play. The tripping call incoming for Hingham.
Well, this is going to be huge for the Wolverines here. You're not going to get many power play opportunities on a team like Hingham, so if you're Westwood, this is one of the best opportunities you're going to have all day to capitalize. And if you can capitalize here, you change the tone of this game. It could change the trend. You know, right now you're down. You haven't played down much, but this is a great way to see how you respond when you have an opportunity like this and you're down.
Well, Hingham gets the face-off win, looking to clear it. They do. Connolly able to get the stick on it. She's going to work the neutral zone breakout with Chevry, and then over to Ash. Ash looking for Lewis, but that one gets away, ends up on the stick of number 9, Samantha McCabe. Ash right up ahead to Presley. Presley works it inside of the middle. She's got Chevry with the shot. That gets deflected, hits the netting. But a good look there as Chevry was working up the middle. Ash found her, and that little 2-on-1 going to the net. So that play alone will make Hingham kind of rethink about the aggressiveness on a penalty killing on the entry when they're working the kill. Because that's basically like when you got a blitzing defense, you know, throwing a little slant pass and being able to take advantage of an aggressive defense.
Absolutely. You know, you got to kind of see what Hingham gives you here. If they're going to play aggressive, you know, are they going to force you to find an open?
Ash able to get through it with some speed. She shoots on net, but saved by McGar. But yeah, you know what? It's
see what they give you.
The entries are sometimes the most challenging thing about a power play is you get an aggressive defense that knows that they can kind of put their heels on the blue line. They have some help. You know, it's rare that you're going to get a breakaway, because if you're the first one defending, you know you have help on the back end who can take away the angle. But it allows for, you see a lot of breakaways that happen on penalty kills because teams are able to jump in front of those entry passes. Wolverines move it up ahead, but unable to maintain that possession as Hingham gonna look to clear it, but high stick, my goodness. A high stick at waist level. High stick has got to be over the shoulders. Not a great call. It's not only just it disrupted a 3-on-2, but it brings a face-off all the way back on a pretty bad call.
Yeah, it's going to hurt the Wolverines here. You know, it's Hingham's going to get some looks on net now, and if you can, you know, get possession here quickly, you might have another chance to get a couple shots on net. But you know, Hingham's done a really good job of maintaining puck possession so far this game, so it's going to be a challenge.
That shot hits Fallon Campbell's glove. She's able to pick it up as Hughes going to work the breakout. She's looking up ice. That one's stolen by Hingham as Hingham sends it back in a Westwood zone. Lynn going to come out and play it. Hingham, the first one on it. Shot goes wide. Ends up on the stick again and coming out of the half wall. Over to Lewis. Lewis coming through the neutral zone, working across. Does a good job of protecting the puck. Gets help from Gannon as the Wolverines change out their players. On coming the ice is Campbell. A shot towards the net, that gets blocked. Nice battle there by Lewis, not allowing that puck to make it its way up to the blue line, but Hingham able to work the other way.
And Hingham able to get the penalty kill there, and we're back on even ice as they get a shot on net there.
Gannon. The puck got deflected, but ends up back in Hingham's territory. Ends up on the far side, going to be rimmed up around the boards. Just gets by Westwood, but then good placement there by Ash to get the puck back. It takes a Hingham bounce on the deflection. Backhand pass, Ash there to steer it to the side. Work it up top to Cassidy. Cassidy back down low. The stick of Hannah Lash. Shot goes wide right. As Hingham getting a good forecheck going right now on the Wolverines. A pass up to Presley. Presley off the boards. She's got Ash to her right. Pass to the center to Ash. Puck in the skates. Ash trying to get a whack at it. Didn't get all of it. As Hingham able to knock it out of the Wolverine zone. Played back by Hughes. Hughes to the center of the ice over to Carolyn. Carolyn's got some space in front of her. She works it in the zone. Shot whiffed on the first attempt. Second attempt, Hicks was trying to get that towards the net. Just goes wide right. And then puck on the near side. Gannon will send it in deep to Hicks. Wolverines get their forecheck going. Hingham been very clean on their passing though thus far. They've had some good cross ice passes as well as good breakout passes to move that puck effectively.
They've also done a really good job reading the Wolverines so far on defense. You know, they're reading where their passes are going, they're in the right position, and they're getting some turnovers that I think is kind of uncharacteristic of the Wolverines. You know, usually, you know, this is a well-coached team for Hingham. You can tell that they've done their homework on this team. They're getting good reads, but the Wolverines, I think, just got to find sort of an offensive groove here.
Lewis comes away with a loose puck, sends it over the far side, just misses connecting with Gannon. Gannon towards the net, that gets blocked. Looked like it hit the skate of Lewis as Hingham comes away with it on the near side. Disrupted by Ash. Ash does a good job. It looks like it's potential offside, no call. As Westwood comes away with it with Campbell. Campbell looking up the far side, just a little bit ahead of Gannon. Forces Hingham to work it the near side. Some nice escape moves there by McCabe. Working D to D. Get some speed. Good stick by Lewis. Lewis able to disrupt that. And then back on the stick of Ash. Ash looking for the backhand pass to Lewis. Kept in by Campbell as they battle for it. Sent right back down low. Presley, the first one in there. That's Hingham. Nice move on the breakout to get their feet moving with some speed. Nice play by Hannah Lash. Lash working it towards the net. Shot, score. Nice shot, nice goal by Lash to put Hingham up 2-0. That all started from the D zone. She was moving her feet with speed. Made some nice moves, and then once she had some open space, just kept moving it forward, and then a nice shot, goal by Hannah Lash. So right back to the draw. Connolly up against Helsing. Helsing, the goal scorer on the first one for the Harbor women. Hicks will go up the near side boards. That one kept in front by Carolyn Flynn. Carolyn working it up ahead to Hicks. Nice pass from Hicks to Connolly. Connolly working it in. Some tight checking going on by Helsing. Helsing on Connolly immediately on the entry as Westwood looks for the centering attempt. Goes up top to Chevry. That shot gets blocked. Back down low. Connolly battling. Some good help though by Carolyn Flynn to jump in to take the puck. As she's looking up ahead. She's going to rim up the near side. And a nice clean breakout there by the Harbor woman on the stick of Helsing. Helsing working it in. Trying to go by Carolyn. Carolyn does a good job of defending the ground. A little rugby scrum in the far side corner. Gannon comes away with it. Working up ice. Pass to Hicks. Hicks will just clear it out. We are 15 seconds remaining here in the first period. The Hingham Harbor woman up 2-0 here after goals from Helsing and Lash. Chevry over to Carolyn. Carolyn just going to eat it, let that clock expire for the end of the first period. So after one period, the Harbor women getting off to a nice start. 2 goals to go up 2-0. And Westwood has an opportunity, you know, hey, first time they've been down, against any opponent besides Hingham. Opportunity to see what they're made of. You know, this is what you're going to go up against in the playoffs is teams that are gritty and teams that are going to try and pluck some quick goals. So we'll take a quick break, folks. You're watching Westwood Media Center coverage of Westwood Girls Hockey. We'll be right back for the start of the second period.
I grew up right here in Islington, wearing the green and white for Westwood High. I wasn't the star quarterback or the Tri-Valley League MVP. I was the guy in the back of the room, learning from the best, filling in where my team needed me. And as a team, we won 2 Super Bowl championships. These years taught me that every role matters. The unsung heroes, the backups, the younger players, they complete the team. And that's the heart of Neroli. From the cooks, to the servers, to the dishwashers. We're a team, built on discipline, sacrifice, and trust, delivering authentic Italian dishes to our community. I'm proud to sponsor our hometown teams, not just the All-Stars,
but every player grinding it out, because I've been there. Teamwork built me. It built Neroli, and it's building Islington. So come join us for dinner, and let's cheer on our teams together.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Neroli Ristorante, authentically Italian. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Welcome back, folks, at the Canton Ice House on the blue rink. Hingham with a 2-0 lead on the Wolverines. They had goals by Ella Halsing and Hannah Lash. And a good test here for the Wolverines. Down 2 goals, fighting back.
Yeah, I mean,
they've shown that fight a bunch, but, Evan, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you got to see what this team's made of heading into the playoffs. Westwood, the games where you're winning 5-0, 5-1, those are fun games. Those are great games, but that doesn't really, it only goes so far in preparing you for what you're going to see in the playoffs. So it's even being down right now 2-0, there are positives you can take away from it right now of, okay, we're playing down. That's experience on how we're going to play, what could happen in the playoffs. So for the Wolverines, it's about seeing how they respond here as they win the puck control, the face-off there. And, how do you respond in the face of adversity? You haven't seen this since January 1st. That was the last when Hingham played Westwood last. So, it's been a while since you've seen a team like this, and it'd be good to see how they come out playing this second period.
They're working it in right off the bat. Hard shot there by Connolly. Save by McGarr. That was a great look early here in the second period. The nice fresh sheet of ice.
Absolutely.
And Wolverines battling. Hicks gets a nice job getting puck back on the Wolverines stick. They've done a great job of winning puck battles, especially down low, and then cycling has been a big key. And she hits the ice, and that looked like a clear-cut call. Official shakes his head. But, that was at least a cross-check or interference as Hingham works it the other way.
Yeah, we've only seen one penalty so far this game. It was on Hingham, so... refs aren't going to, interfere here as we get closer to playoffs. They're going to let the hockey dictate.
The puck loose back in the Westwood end. Connolly, look at that. See how wet the surface is back there. As Connolly was trying to pass it to Carolyn, the puck just kind of slowed and stopped.
Yeah, I mean, something we talk about on the red rink, I know a lot. I don't do many games in the blue rink here, but on the red rink is where the ice kind of doesn't, fully solidify after the Zamboni. Here it's a little different, just a bit, not too much. You still see it in front of the nets, but it's something you have to deal with. I think girls deal with it a little better because they kind of go in between blue rink and red rink, but something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, especially right by where the Zamboni goes off.
Right.
I will say that the rink is a lot colder the last few weeks than it's been all year as Westwood works the puck in. Gannon, pass over to Ash. Ash with a shot that gets deflected. Goes off the back end wall and ends up on the far side. And picked up by the Harbor Woman defense. And number 17, I don't have her on my roster, but working it back to Campbell with a shot. Saved by McGarr. That was a nice, looked like a tip by Lewis in front of the net. As Wolverines really doing a good job of getting a couple good looks here early in the second period.
You mentioned, Morgan, the cold in here. I was going to say, it's not actually that bad outside. It's about in the high 30s, maybe even pushing 40 when we came in, but in here, it is a lot colder in here.
It is. It's, I don't know what it is. The science would say it would be a little warmer, but
right.
It's just as cold as it was when it was like 10 degrees a couple weeks back in here. As Hingham sends that in a Westwood zone. Lewis goes back to play it. A little reverse pass to Hughes. Hughes working up the near side. Hughes pushing it up ahead to Presley. Presley able to kick it ahead. Connolly then advances it forward to then be played by Carolyn Flynn. They try up the near side. Puck gets out of the zone. Hughes able to play it, and then ice down the length of the ice by Hingham will be a face-off in the Hingham zone. So good start for the Wolverines here in the second. They've had some good looks here in the first 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you want if you're Westwood to come out after a tough first period. Controlling the puck a little more here. getting some good looks, getting some tip passes, trying to get some opportunities in the Hingham goalie. And, you know, it's so far it's been a good response from Westwood. You still want to see more shots on net, but overall you can see the visible improvement from the first period already into the second period.
Yeah, I want to see some greasy looks, you know, pucks to the net and get some second, third whacks. Really test this goalie. That's a nice pass, shot, save. That was a great look. Connolly to Gannon. Connolly was behind the net and a beautiful pass to Gannon. Gannon with a hard shot saved by McGar. That's her best save so far of the game.
Well, that's that second look opportunity you were just talking about. Gannon positioned perfectly on the net for a great shot attempt. If you had a third person, if Connolly was a bit closer to the net, you definitely have a third shot attempt there, and that one's probably going in. So a good look for the Wolverines, but like you just said, you want to get those greasy goals, those second, third attempts, and the Wolverines know it.
Yeah, when Gannon's shooting that, I want to see the Wolverine players go towards that net to be there for either a screen, a tip, or a second, third look on the doorstep. That's how you got to score goals against these teams, is, you know, being right at that net front. Nice clean pass from Presley to Ash. Ash chips it ahead. The official says it was on Westwood's side of the red line, which will be an icing.
It's going to come back on the Westwood zone, but no, I mean, you're going to, for a goalie like Hingham has, you're going to have to get it on a play like a second, third attempt or a tip pass. You're going to have to kind of just position yourself at the right place at the right time and find a goal.
Face-off one back by the Wolverines, but Hingham all over the play. Westwood force up the far side. Ash working off the half wall. Had a couple closing Hingham players in on her, forced right back to Campbell. Campbell going to try off the glass. And settled by Hingham, but Westwood able to get it out. Lewis advances it forward. Now Hingham going back the other way. Good stick there by Hughes to keep that puck at the blue line. Now Hughes picks it up herself. Hughes looking up the far side for Ash. That one's stolen. And then sent in deep by Hingham. Hingham will change up one of their forwards while the other two are battling for the possession. Presley going to send it behind the net. Set it up for a breakout pass for Campbell. Campbell over to Ash. Ash going to send it hard off the boards, and that will be an icing. But it'll allow the Wolverines to put some fresh legs on the ice as the Wolverines send out, looks like the Connolly line, and then there'll also be Chevry and Carolyn on defense. So a good battle we got here at the Canton Ice House on the blue rink between two of the state's best. Face-off one back by Hingham. They're going to work it off the boards into the half wall. Right back up top to the point. A stick of McCabe, shot blocked by Chevry. That puck goes airborne, ends up in the near side corner. Going to work it up to the point on the near side. Now Hingham starting to get their offense going. They've had some effective puck movement as they've done a good job of passing and opening up lanes and creating opportunities from some good puck movement. Puck steered ahead, but then stolen by Hingham. Will send it towards the net, sticked aside by Lynn. Carolyn, she's moving her feet. Pass up the near side, goes off the boards and out, then sent right back in by Hingham. Chevry to play it. Just looking for Hicks as Hingham was crashing one of their forwards down as Hicks was receiving that pass. They've been very aggressive on the forechecks, which we were saying that, Evan, earlier. You get a quick pass to a quick 1-2 pass on the breakout. You're going to have 2-on-1s going the other way when you have crashing defenders like that. Duxbury did the same thing. Pass goes wide. It was a good stick by the Wolverine defense. Shot from the point, that hits a body. Gannon with Lewis on the near side. Battling for it. Hicks gonna change it up as Ash coming on the ice. Lewis and Ash, 2-on-1 if they hurry. Lewis was trying to get it over to Ash, hit the skate of the Hingham defender. Then up top to Hughes, that shot gets blocked, ends up just over on the far side. Lewis looking across the ice to Hughes. Hughes towards the net on the backhand and just rolls off of Ash's stick as the puck on the far side. Ash to Presley with a shot, goes airborne. That was a nice save there by McGar. As the Wolverines starting to buzz right now with their offensive look. Shot from the point by Hughes. Goes wide left. Hingham looking to just get the puck out, and they do. Some good opportunities, looks there by the Wolverines. Getting some shots, forcing some difficult saves by McGar. Looking to keep that momentum going. Cross ice pass, no one there, but effective enough. Goes off the boards. Westwood able to come away with a steal. Connolly up the far side, trying to backhand it towards the center. She wins that puck battle as Ash was looking to send that puck towards the net, and Hingham comes away with it, and they get it past the red line and sending that in deep right on Lynn. That took a funky bounce, went over the stick and caught a piece of her pad. As Hingham right back to their aggressive forechecks. The shot from the point takes a deflection, saved by Lynn, and then cleared out. Gannon has it. Gannon with some speed, coming up the left side. She has some space. She scores! Erin Gannon, coast to coast, goes under the bar. A big goal to cut the lead in half. How about that goal? Erin, the Cannon Gannon.
Yeah, there's a reason they call her the Cannon Morgan, and she just put it on full display right here. What a goal, a great opportunity, had two defenders on the side, and just a perfect look for the Wolverines. That's exactly what you need here. You now have cut this game to a 2-1 deficit. You have some momentum. They've been getting shots on the net, and it's just a great goal by Gannon.
Filth.
And you know what's also
Absolute
worth
filth.
mentioning is that was a long shift for those Wolverines.
It was.
We had
That
about
was to the tail end. I don't know how she had any left in the tank there, but what a goal.
No, I mean, like, they were going for about 2 to 3 minutes since their last stop and play, and I don't know where that came from, but she just, big players do that in big moments, and I think that's where that kind of came from.
My goodness, if you get that kind of play out of Erin Gannon in the playoffs, she will be one of the most dangerous in the state. That was a coast-to-coast play, speed alone, and then what a shot to bury that. And that was on the tail end of a shift, no less. But, I mean, if you have a player that can break the puck out like that, that's one thing. But to then turn that into a goal, huge.
Absolutely. It's what you needed if you're the Wolverines. It's a great momentum shift, but now the big thing is you have to keep your foot on the gas. You have momentum. Play your game of hockey, control the possession, keep doing what you're doing, and try to tie this thing up. If you can tie this thing up going to the third,
Ash has an angle, but Hingham able to get back into the play. She puts on the brakes, and she goes down. It's going to be a power play now for the Wolverines, as that's a penalty now on Hingham.
Very clearly a hold there on the Hingham player, and we're going to have a power play opportunity. Once again, the first power play the Wolverines got, they didn't capitalize early. This is a huge opportunity for them. Now down 1, you need it more than ever here.
Well, they got the face-off. The challenge for the Wolverines on the power play has been the entries,
Right.
And you want to get it in, you want to set it up. Sometimes you have to skate it all the way around, to set it up. You have to do it a couple different ways. Sometimes you just got to dump it in and go after it and win that puck battle. But Hingham able to get that face-off when they send it down the length of the ice, and they're going to get an aggressive penalty kill going with sending that forward and deep. Now the Wolverines moving it in. There's Carolyn on the near side. Carolyn working into the zone. This is what you want to do, Evan. Work it in. Allow your teammates to get in. That shot blocked. A shot off the stick of Gannon. Hughes down to Gannon. Gannon looking cross ice. Throws it on net. Blocker save by McCray. Great job there, though. Campbell battling for it. Keeps the puck in the zone. Pass up top to Gannon. Gannon walking in. Shot just wide.
Gannon looking for a second today.
Carolyn trying to stuff it. And that's saved by McGar. Pass up top to Campbell. Campbell looking cross ice for Gannon on the half wall. Up top to Hughes. Hughes walking in. That shot hits a stick. Just goes wide. Went off the stick of Livy Hicks. Hicks behind the net. She's trying to stuff it near side. Loose and then covered by McGar for the faceoff with 4:32 remaining in the period and 54 remaining on the power play. Some good looks there.
Yeah, I mean,
put some pressure.
You can't say they haven't had some great looks. They've had some really good looks here, but Hingham's goalie just doing a great job. If Hingham, comes away with this.
There we go, the clean win. That's what you're looking for on the power play is a nice clean win where you can set it up. Ash Shot off the side of the post and then iced down by Hingham.
So Westwood going to have to hurry. Still enough time on the clock to get an entry in and get something going, but you know, you're going to have to hurry. They're good on those stopping those entries.
There you go, Lewis with some speed. Nice clean pass on that breakout pass from Ash. Shot by Lewis off the side of the net. Presley with the shot and saved by McGarr. That's what you got to do though, is you got to crash that net. That shot went off the side of the net, and then Presley right there for the rebound, put that on and saved by McGarr. But I like to see that. Follow those shots. Go to the net as that puck is going to the net. If you can get a stick on it, perfect. If you can get a rebound, even better.
What an entry by Lewis too. She had great speed, great stick work. You know, I think there's something in that Lewis household.
Here's Lewis, shot with a little knuckler, saved by McGarr. We'll get another whistle. 16 seconds remaining on the power play.
Well, the big thing here too is, like you mentioned earlier, those clean wins. They've had a couple so far this power play where they've got the clean wins, and it allows for them to actually set up a play. You know, Hingham's going to try to ice it in this situation if they get a win. So if you get a clean win, that's huge for the Wolverines as they come away with it again.
Presley, down low to Lewis. Lewis looking for the net front. Presley there to push it towards the net. That's still loose. 5 seconds left on the power play. Shot by Ash, saved by McGarr. She gets the save and the whistle. So something underrated here, Evan, is the Wolverines will have a face-off. There's 2 seconds left, so they still have, because of that shot and the whistle, they'll have 2 seconds and the opportunity to get a shot on net with the power play. And here we go, 2 seconds. Now it's all even. You get still an opportunity to crash towards the net, as Hingham's been trying to send the player coming out of the box for the long change to spring a breakaway. And Westwood able to sniff that out. That shot turned aside by Lynn. And the puck up on the far side. Little cycle play for Hingham. It's a Young. Young then works it over to number 14, Hulsing. Hulsing has the second goal she had the first goal for the Harbor women as they work the puck around. A little battle on the near side. And they're doing their side of the cycling, trying to slow Westwood's momentum down after Westwood's had the last bunch of opportunities. Ash trying to send it cross ice to Lewis, unable. Is Hingham able to get in the lane as they'll work their neutral zone breakout. Wolverines going to change out their forwards as they force Hingham to the near side. Nice entry there by number 19, Carolyn Flynn, one of the captains for Hingham. As Westwood trying to work that out. It was picked off by the Hingham defenseman. We'll try the near side. Presley trying to backhand it over to Connolly. And Presley comes away with it. Presley looking cross ice. Sends it to Hicks. Hicks hits the ice and no call. Clear cut trip. No call. But Gannon comes away with it, then knocked off her stick. Hughes gonna send it right back into the zone, and Wolverines looking to get to work. Inside 2 minutes remaining here in the second period. 2-1 lead by the Hingham Harbor women. Hughes up to Campbell. Campbell puts it ahead for Gannon. Gannon gonna backhand it in behind the net. Connolly getting her feet moving. Determined as ever, trying to win that puck battle. A little hard play off the near side boards, deflects off of Hughes. And then great stick there by Ash on the ice to come away with the puck. Ash working it in. Shot just goes wide right. She's got Lewis streaking down the right side. Ash looking for the front. She's got Gannon there, but unable to settle the puck. The puck got up on its edge, and it was tough to handle. Now Hughes with a great steal. Sending it up to Ash a little bit too much, but Ash still has an angle. She puts on the brake, sends it towards the net. Sticked by McGarr. Puck loose on the near side. Ends up top by Campbell. That shot gets hit off a body and still loose. Ash over to Lewis. Lewis was looking for Presley. Hingham's gonna send that down the length of the ice. Forces Lynn to come out and play it. As Westwood trying to take advantage of the long change. Nice inward play by Presley. Presley towards the net. Forces McGarr to send that into the corner. Presley, she puts the brakes on the far side corner as Hicks helping and battling. And you gotta love the grit by the Wolverines. There we go. Gets the puck with 14 seconds left. It's Connolly. And then sent up the near side, cleared out of the defensive zone by Hingham. Chevry plays it, stolen by Hingham, tries to work it to the net, and a great stick there. And what a period there for the Wolverines. A great period answer to Hingham's first period. And a goal by Aaron Gannon, coast to coast highlight reel goal to cut the lead in half. And that is where things are at, 2-1 after 2. And we'll take a quick break. You're watching Westwood Media Center coverage of Westwood Girls Hockey.
I grew up right here in Islington, wearing the green and white for Westwood High. I wasn't the star quarterback or the Tri-Valley League MVP. I was the guy in the back of the room, learning from the best, filling in where my team needed me. And as a team, we won 2 Super Bowl championships. These years taught me that every role matters. The unsung heroes, the backups, the younger players, they complete the team. And that's the heart of Neroli. From the cooks, to the servers, to the dishwashers, we're a team, built on discipline, sacrifice, and trust, delivering authentic Italian dishes to our community. I'm proud to sponsor our hometown teams, not just the All-Stars, but every player grinding it out, because I've been there. Teamwork built me, it built Neroli, and it's building Islington. So come join us for dinner, and let's cheer on our teams together.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Neroli Ristorante, authentically Italian. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
All right, one more period left in the dress rehearsal before playoffs. You know, no better opportunity than before you go into the playoffs to play an opponent like a Hingham. And kudos to head coach Lauren Hilberg for the schedule that she put together this season. 2 games with Hingham, you got a game with Duxbury, you play some good teams in the Christmas tournament down in Falmouth. You got King Philip on the schedule, and you got 2 games with Medfield, which are obviously part of the league. But having some of those games on back-to-backs, like these girls develop mental toughness throughout the schedule, where just when you're getting over an emotional win, you got to prepare 3 or 4 days later for another tough league. And there's no other team that has had the schedule like this, and because of it, there's no other team in Westwood right now that's the #1 seed in MIA power rankings. They've certainly earned it.
Yeah, absolutely. The Wolverines, they give credit to Coach Lauren
Lopez.
I was confused for a second. Coach Lopez, not afraid at all of any opponent. Will face anyone on any ice at any time, and you see it in the girls, and it translates to the players. They're not afraid to play anyone at any time. This is a really talented Hingham team that if they need, who knows, they're a tough team that, some teams might shy away from that. Some teams, not at Westwood, but because I think all the Westwood teams do a good job, but some schools shy away from those hard teams. They don't necessarily, they want to get the wins and help boost their standings, but Westwood's taken the different approach of, play the hard teams. You might not, Westwood might not come out of here with a win today. But the takeaway you get is that, you played this team in January, you lost 4-1. And right now, you're still down, and there's still plenty of time. There's 15 minutes left, but it's not 4-1. It's 2-1. And you brought yourself back into this. You continue to fight into this. This is a much different team. And when you play challenging opponents, and you challenge yourself, and you force yourself out of the comfort of playing potentially a quote-unquote easy win. I would argue there's no easy win. But you make yourself a better team, and that's one of the things I think Westwood overall, not just girls hockey, but Westwood as a school has done a really good job, and it teaches these kids how to be resilient, and it teaches them the life lessons of, you know, not everything in life is going to be easy. It's not going to be handed to you. So you got to go out there and earn it and take it. And I expect to see that mentality on full display as we kicked off the third period here at the Canton Ice House.
Absolutely. And Wolverines come away with the puck. Connolly working into the zone. Hard shot saved by McGar. Sends it towards the net, goes off the back wall. And Hingham coming away with their breakout. Dumped into the Westwood zone on the rim.
Also worth mentioning, Morgan, in the pregame, but while we were talking, I noticed a couple of the Westwood players went out to Jenlin's spot and sort of scraped the ice a bit, and sort of helped with the puddle. It is wet. You know, there's a little more
Hicks
time.
goes down, no call. I'm seeing a couple, no call. It's just, you know, those are clear-cut penalties.
Yeah, I think part of it is, you know, late in the season, if you're a ref, your mentality is sort of, you don't want to have a call make a decision that affects the outcome of a game. So I think what you're seeing from these refs as they're getting ready to get into playoff mode is they're less hesitant to call stuff that might be quote-unquote ticky-tack.
Oh, that's a hand pass. That's a call. That's a whistle that needs to happen. You can't.
But the problem is that some of these calls are kind of blatant. You know, some of these calls are a bit obvious. And, you know, I'm no hockey expert. You know, like I've mentioned before in the past, I'm only relatively a new hockey fan. But even I know some of these are kind of, you know, they are penalties. But, you know, Westwood has to play in spite of that. They have to play, you know, okay, we're not going to get that given to us. How do we go out and earn it? And I like how Westwood's come out fast so far this period.
Yeah. And then a little drop pass. That shot goes wide right. Second attempt off the rim on the near side boards, blocked by the Wolverines. And then a little roof attempt. That goes wide.
Hingham getting some good looks now here in the third period.
Yeah, Hingham, a little chip and chase behind the net. Chevry, nice play by her. She puts the brakes on, goes the other way. Calls Hingham on their bluff. Now works for the breakout as Ash is looking up the middle. And nice pass there between Connolly to Gannon. Gannon going to the net. Oh, just wide right. Great pass from Connolly to Gannon to spring her. And that was a great look for Gannon as she works it right back into the zone. Trying to get through a couple defenders and sticked aside by McGar. Puck ends up on the near side and then cleared out by Hingham. It caught a piece of Campbell's stick, so no icing as Hughes goes back to play it. Hughes going to go hard off the near side boards.
Worth mentioning a huge play by Justine Connolly a minute ago that prevented the fast breakout.
Oh, and an unlucky bounce going into the net. And a great play by Hughes to take away that angle. That was an opportunity for Ella Helsing, who has already got a goal today. Hughes able to put the Jets on and cut that angle away. And the Wolverines going to ice that down. They'll bring the face-off back into Westwood territory, but allows them to get some fresh legs on the ice.
Yeah, overall, smart icing for the Wolverines. Get some fresh legs on the ice. Also, you know, you're kind of on your back heels a little bit defensively there, so it gives you a chance to kind of reset and work on getting those, you know, draw controls and winning the draw here. The Wolverines have done a good job. They did a good job in that second period, especially of winning draw controls.
That puck, face-off won by Hingham, but good job by Lewis, able to keep that puck outside. Ends up in the middle of the ice as Ash goes over to Presley. Presley chips it ahead and able to squeeze by. Gets in on the puck as Hingham's trying to work it up the near side on that fresh ice. That's the other thing with fresh ice. You're going to get a lot more skating looks like this, where you go from the breakout right into Westwood zone. Puck played behind the net, trying to go D to D, but there was no D there for Westwood. Shot attempt saved by Lynn, the pad save. And Presley's going to have it with Ash streaking. Ash going one-on-one. She's got a couple players closing in behind her. Ash with a nice move, going to the net. Shot saved by McGar. Beautiful look there. And Westwood comes away with the steal as Gannon was trying to force that to the net. What a play by Presley to Ash. Ash made a beautiful move when she had a couple players closing in to create some space. And a big save by McGar. Puck stolen by Hingham. But Westwood's defense layered. That's what we've been seeing all year long, is that layered defense as one's trying to come in. You can play a little aggressive and the second player gets the puck coming the other way. Connolly gets a stick on there and that puck gets through. Campbell And now Hingham going in alone. Shot, saved by Lynn, gets the pad on that.
What a save.
Save off of Katie Teague. Made the deke, and Lynn with the pad save. The puck's still loose. Teague looking to shoot. Shot saved by Lynn.
I know the Globe is here, Morgan. I hope they're taking notes.
Yes. Well, I had said to Mike Kuzagara, covers the Globe for the high school, Jen Lynn, keep an eye on her. In my opinion, the best goalie in the state of Massachusetts, and she showed it right there. A couple fantastic saves. So both teams with some good looks here in the third period, a one-goal game. This is what playoff style hockey is like.
Yeah, you're learning.
Oh, and a stretch pass just gets by Maggie Ash, and it's going to be an icing, but that was a good look, as that's what you want to see. Hey, you see that open player, send it just a little bit off on the accuracy, but we'll bring the face-off back into Westwood zone with 9 minutes 40 remaining here in the third.
Yeah, you're learning a lot about these two teams right now and what these teams are made of as we enter the playoffs. And they're putting it on full display. It's a great dress rehearsal for what we're about to see in the coming weeks here in hockey. And, you know, as we say, there's nothing like playoff hockey. This feels like a playoff hockey game. Granted, two separate divisions, but what a game it's been.
I like what I saw there. Ash chipped it ahead as the Hingham player was crashing down. Westwood will have some looks if they keep doing that. As Ash battling behind the net, there's going to be another power play coming for the Wolverines as Ash was hit.
Yeah.
And we're going to get a power play for the Wolverines, and the Wolverines will have an opportunity here and see if they can continue to get some momentum after the most recent power play they had. Cross-check is the call.
Yeah, that one you can't let go. That was a tough one, and into the boards, they're going to call that every time.
You got to protect the players, and that's the part of the game is you got to make calls to, you know, ensure that these players are protected out there, and that's the right call. Hicks going to take the draw for the Wolverines. You got Gannon, Carolyn, Campbell, and Hughes. Puck goes up top to Hughes, and coming away with it is Hingham. Going one-on-one with Campbell. Campbell does a great job, nowhere to shoot. Had a good stick. Nice pass, Campbell up ahead to Carolyn. Carolyn, nice move by Carolyn, shot, saved by McGar. Carolyn, the defender, with some nifty moves there. Works it inside, was looking on the back door. And right back up top to Campbell. Campbell, pass over to Livy Hicks. Back up top to Campbell, shot by Campbell, saved by McGar. Some good screen in front by Carolyn and some contact in the far corner as Hingham able to clear it out. Gannon makes a nice move, working her feet, shot, rebound, loose, she scores! Westwood ties it up! And I don't know if it's Gannon or Lewis. It is Lewis. Lewis on the doorstep ties it up.
Third time's the charm on the power plays today. Wolverines finally get one on the power play, and they've tied it with 8:18 left to go. Huge goal, and like you said, Morgan, we talked about it earlier. It's those second, third chance opportunities and being there. What a goal. What a heads-up play by Bridget Lewis. Huge for the Wolverines. It's tied this game late here in the third.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. People going crashing to the net because of that. Erin Gannon put a shot on net. It wasn't a hard or a heavy shot, but it was an effective shot. It forced a rebound, and Lewis right there on the doorstep to put that in and tie this up at 2. Shot from the outside by Ash. Puck loose, and then steered out by Lewis to allow Ash to play it. Chevry sends it down low to Lewis. Lewis doing a good job. She's protecting it as she has Ash to help out. Ash comes away with the puck. Looking at the far side. Carolyn with the shot. That gets deflected. Ends up behind the net. Shot attempt goes off of a player. And Westwood buzzing after that goal. Trying to get another look and take the lead if they can.
That has to fire you up if you're Westwood. You've brought this game, you know, at the start of this game, you have 2 goals in the first period, and you have brought yourself, you have fought and clawed your way back to a tie right now. You have to be firing on all cylinders if you're these Westwood girls.
Hicks on the red line. She takes a hit. She has been hit, tripped, and no call on anything that has happened. But you know what? The Wolverines got the power play goal, so we'll take that as they work it out of the zone and able to knock that into Hingham's zone. Hicks, first one in there. Got help from Gannon on the far side. Nice stick in the lane there by Connolly as the puck was loose. Wolverines keep it in as Hughes walking in. Shot goes just wide.
You know, I give credit to Hingham there. They're playing physical, and if the refs are going to let them play, you know, I don't blame them for playing physical. You know, if you can get away with it, get away with it. Get an advantage. So,
love this. Connolly with the chip and chase. She has got some purpose behind her game right now, as she has all season long. You can tell she's a senior captain out there when leading the way. Stolen by Presley. Presley looking for Ash. That gets away. Ash trying to send that towards the net. She'll send it up top to Campbell. Campbell with the shot. She scores! Fallon Campbell from the point puts the Wolverines up 3-2. Good things happen when you put the puck on net.
Westwood has changed the tone of this game, Morgan. What a performance they put on in this third period.
Fallon Campbell plays nearly 35, 40 minutes a game. Puts that in the back of the net. We got players that hit the ice in the far side corner. Both of them okay. They're up on their feet. What a goal by Fallon Campbell. Hard shot from the point. There's a shot from the point by Hingham. Goes wide. Ends up on the near side. Chevry going up, pass across ice to Presley. Ash gonna work it in. Sticked off, knocked off her stick. Played ahead by Hingham. Hingham trying to go to the middle of the ice. Great play by Gannon to take away that space. And now an icing is gonna bring the face-off all the way down into Hingham's territory.
Now you've got Hingham on their heels, and they're trying to find an answer for the Wolverines, but the Wolverines are just, they're firing on all cylinders right now. And, you know, now's the best time to keep your foot on the gas if you're the Wolverines. No lead is safe here in this game late.
This is where you get that suffocating play where getting the cycle going and just putting pucks in deep, going to battle, put them towards the net, you know. Exactly what they've been doing the last two periods. Keep doubling down on that as Hingham cross ice pass gets away. Hughes flattens it and sends it up ahead. Forces Hingham to try again. Hingham been looking for those cross ice passes. Westwood has made some good adjustments, taking away the center of the ice. A little dump in the far side corner. Gets by a couple Wolverine players. Hicks gonna backhand it over to Gannon. And then Hicks able to clear it inside 5 minutes. And they're going to call that an icing. So an icing will bring the face-off back into Westwood's territory. Wolverines will change up skaters and bring out the Lewis line. And then on defense, Chevry and Carolyn. Lewis gets the clean win. Wolverines trying to rim it on the far side. Presley in a battle able to get ahead. Lewis chasing after a puck, trying to get the stick through. She does! Going to the net. Lewis off the backhand save by McGarr. What an individual effort by Bridget Lewis after she won the face-off. Now Presley to Ash. Shot saved by McGarr. What a pass, what a look. It caught a piece of a body and McGarr able to get the glove on that to get the face-off. But started with the clean win by Lewis on the far side end. There's a clean win right there. Carolyn to Presley, back down low. Lewis playing the puck. Now Presley battling for it behind the net. Puck just off the back of the netting. And then forced up ahead. Nice cross-ice pass from Carolyn over to Lewis. Lewis looking ahead, trying to send it to Ash, who was heading towards the net, then cleared out by Hingham. Westwood has Hingham playing a little differently now as Campbell sends it in. Hingham's just trying to force passes that aren't there right now because Westwood's taking away those lanes.
Well, yeah,
And then the puck goes out of play and we'll get a whistle. But Westwood has just taken away, since the second period, they've taken away the middle of the ice, and Hingham has been forcing passes that have just not been there. You also see as they're trying to work the puck out, Westwood pulls out, and they've been able to, you know, essentially be out of the zone when the puck goes out and make some good plays to put it right back in. So a timeout called by Hingham. They're going to talk through this. They're also use this time. They want to rest up their players for the next 3 minutes, 47 remaining in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're going to talk this through and sort of come up with a strategy. Right now, Westwood has you on your heels, and you're trying to find an answer. And, you know, we're running out of time here at the Ice House. So for Hingham, it's, you know, Westwood's kind of taken away what was working for you. They've taken away the middle, like you mentioned. You know, they're not letting them get shots, and their defense has just stepped up their game big here. We talk a lot about the offense finding those great looks, and make no mistake, offensively they have found those good looks that they weren't necessarily finding in the first. But got to give credit to the defense, too. They've taken away the middle. They're forcing Hingham on the outside. They're forcing hard shots, and it hasn't fallen for them. So for the Wolverines, the big thing is now you're in the driver's seat. You have to continue to play your game. Keep the aggression on. Keep playing like you're down a goal, honestly. That's probably the best advice you could give to them. Play like you're still down, because this Hingham team can find a goal quick. We know that, and we still have a lot of hockey left to play here at the Ice House.
Yep, 3 minutes 47 remaining here in the game. With the face-off down in Hingham territory. Connolly going to take the draw for the Wolverines. You got Hicks and Gannon, forwards, Hughes and Campbell on the point. Puck won by Hingham as they work it into Westwood zone. Hughes going to go back to play it. Hughes trying to rim on the far side. That one kept in by number 24, the Lou. And that one gets through as chasing after it is Connolly. Hingham going to go D to D, looking for that pass, and that's what I'm talking about. The Wolverines taking away that middle of the ice. No one there. As now Westwood going the other way. Gannon just missed, streaking with the puck to the net, as Hingham made a nice adjustment last second. Working it in is Lash. Puck goes airborne. Smart play by Connolly to move that forward. Right back in the Hingham zone. Westwood playing that long game, just looking to get pucks in deep, kill clock, and take away the center of the ice. Nice stick there by Presley. It's almost like one big penalty kill, as they are nowhere to go in the center of the ice. Campbell right off the boards.
Well, Morgan, I'd imagine, too, you see the goalie for Hingham across the ice getting ready to open that door.
That. Inside 2 minutes, probably see the goalie for Hingham come off the ice as that puck's sent towards the net, sticked aside by Lynn.
If Westwood can get it on their zone, too, they might not pull the goalie and run some timeout.
Carolyn sending that up. That puck gets by on the near side boards, but Westwood right on their toes there is Chevry. Takes a bounce. Presley right up to Lewis, but Presley there to help out. She puts it in deep as they will change out their skaters. Great play by Presley as the Hicks line comes on the ice. Connolly and Campbell able to jump on that loose puck right back in. No ice, as she had just enough, but not too much, where it didn't go to the goal line. Right back in. Hingham sends it. Hughes. Kept in by Hingham, and then Lynn will put the glove on that. She's going to cover it up. This might be the opportunity where Hingham will take their goalie off. Have to imagine so.
I think.
Yeah, you see the coach yelling down to the goalie. So the goalie's like, right now? No, not yet. So they said to keep an eye on. So the goalie should be coming soon. I think they wanted to get the face-off win to think about it, as Westwood comes away with it. Hicks crosses the red. Puts it on net, saved by McGar. Big rebound. And then kept down low. Connolly. This is so effective, killing clock. Just, here we go, the cycle. The famous Wolverine cycle, looking to just kill clock down low. Gannon sends it over the far side corner. Now played up ahead. Westwood with some back checkers. Now Campbell, first on the puck, goes off the boards and it gets out. You're gonna force Hingham to regroup. They send it right back in as they tag up. Campbell able to get the stick on that.
Westwood's also forced Hingham to keep their goalie on the ice here late.
Yeah, Hingham's goalie has not been able to come off, and we got 46 seconds and counting. Ash working it across the ice. That sends that towards the other side where Hingham plays it. Didn't get by them, but effective enough to kill some time off. Ash gets it again. Trying to send it through the middle. Caught a deflection off a Hingham player. Then Presley sends it down the end. Lewis protecting the puck, letting time continue to tick off the clock. Goes off the boards. Carolyn right back in. 10 seconds. And Wolverines, just exhausting play out here. Have not even allowed Hingham to get that puck in. They do now, and the clock expires, and the Wolverines get revenge on the one loss they've had this year. They come away with a big 3-2 win over Division I Hingham. Remarkable to show a team you can lose 4-1 early in the season and come back, and you are a totally different team. You get a big win, and you earned it. Going down 2-0 in the first.
It's a statement win, Morgan. It really does just tell you what these Wolverines are made of. Like you mentioned, down 2-0 at the start of the first. Comes back here, 2 goals in the third, a goal in the second to put this game away and defeat one of the best teams in the state, the reigning state champion, Hingham Harbor women. What a win for the Wolverines, and what a statement to make here today. The last game of their season, they will advance to 19-1, an impressive 19-1 on the season. So.
And they have solidified themselves as the #1 seed in Division II. There is no chance they move after this win. They will have the #1 seed in Division II, which we will have the official seeding come out on Saturday, and it's most likely will be a home game on Tuesday. Most likely looking at back-to-back games for the girls and the boys to open up playoffs on Tuesday night. So what a game, what a memorable game, and what an effort by the Wolverines with getting punched in the face in the first period and to come back the way they did. Absolutely remarkable. So, you know, it's kind of crazy to say that one of the most memorable games of the season is the last one, but that's what it was.
I'll say this. I don't think it's going to be the last one we cover, Morgan. This team's going to be fun to follow. They've had quite the impressive season so far, and yeah, I mean, what a statement win. This team is firing on all cylinders late. I'm sure Coach Lopez is very happy with the results of this game. We'll have to ask her tomorrow when we see her on Westwood Living Sports Show.
Well, that is going to do it here, folks. Tune in tomorrow, Westwood Living Sports Show. We're going to talk with some special members of this team and coaches. From Evan Cardamino, I'm Morgan Donahue. So long, folks. Take care, and we'll see you all very soon.